tonight we're not doing music. Tonight is a Dustin's discussion night. Episode 2, if anybody's keeping count. And whoever's joining, if you decide to leave a comment, you can. But there has been some very bad rumors being spread around town about me and Amy. And at this time, it's just sad. It has been said that I'm starving Amy. It's been said that I'm beating up on her. It's been said that I'm mentally abusing her, physically abusing her. None of this is true. Number one, I'm going to tell you what would happen. Let me hold up now. She'll add into it. Number one, we have before I met her, she had 8 or 9 cast iron skillets. And I had over half a dozen of them. So together, there's a good number of pounds of iron around here. Plus, there's a bunch of bats in the corner, hammers, and other things around this house. If I was to do something to her, even remotely close to anything related to that, if I was to say she can't eat, you know what she's going to do? She's going to grab one of those iron skillets. Turn your mic off for a second, because I don't want this to ring out over the thing. She'd take this like this. She'll whack me up back of the head as hard as she hardly can. She would turn this plastic microphone into a piece of garbage if I even thought of telling her something remotely close to that. Now, I have a good idea who is starting these rumors. I'm very sure who is starting the rumors. But I'm not saying names on here. I'm letting God above rain the coals of fire upon their head. If this person or persons who is up there on the list of saying these kind of things really wants to know the truth, what's going on behind closed doors, takes a phone. You call, hey, how's it going? If you're so worried that I'm starving her, call, hey, how's it going? If you're so worried that I'm beating up on her, find a bruise on her. Does she look like she's being beat up on? Seriously. Whoever is making these rumors, they gotta stop. There's joking, and then there's taking a joke too far. And when somebody's saying that I'm abusing the woman I love, that's going too far. I take abuse very seriously. I don't like seeing it. I don't like hearing about it. I think very low of anyone that I don't think a male is a man if he can lay his hands on his woman in anger and cause pain, hurt, and suffering. He ain't a man if he can say something to her and shatter her heart with a single word. He ain't a man if he can put his lady down to the ground and call her names, shatter her heart, and make her think low of herself. That ain't a man. That's a boy. A man upholds his lady. A man inspires her to be better than what she is. A man doesn't put her to the bottom end. A man lifts her up from the bottom end. He puts her on that pedestal and holds her up. But the best thing a man does is he lifts her up with God. If she is down, he prays for his wife or girlfriend, fiance, whatever the relationship is. He prays for her. He gets her help. And I'm sure that Amy has some words to say, but I don't know if she wants to say them or not. But if me and her is ever making a video and I say something along the lines of, well, I can't hit her. No, I can't hit her. I won't hit her. Because you know what? If I whop her on the back of the head, you know what she gonna do to me? She gonna grab this cast iron mic stand here and she gonna wipe me up the head. Worse than that.
No, it'd be worse than that with an orange.
That's what I said. Worse than that. I love her too much to hit her. Though there is times I want to get some putty and plug up some things, but especially the gassy parts. But that's a joke. It doesn't mean that I want to harm her. It's just vent the gas somewhere else. And all joking. It makes me sad that a person or persons, as I said, I'm not mentioning names, has decided to make these sad rumors about me. If anybody truly knows me, they know I'm not a violent person. There's very few things that I want dead. Primarily snakes and certain bugs. I'm not mentioning the types of bugs, but they could disappear off the face of this earth, and I would be all the happier. Ticks and a few other things are included in that list. But I never, ever have laid a hand on her in anger. Everybody, of course, is one of those things. Everybody has disagreements and arguments. I mean, that's a part of life. But that's the worst. And anybody who can say, "Oh, they're bickering at each other. He's beating up on her." Where did you grow up at, and who was your parents? Because they did a very poor job of raising you. You got any words to say?
I want to tell everyone. When I first met Dustin, I'm just going to tell you, all of you, I was very scared to get back with a relationship. And if anybody knows me, they know what kind of life I lived in. I lived in a life that a poor situation and everything, but I had my mama and my Uncle Jimmy taking good care of me. But I had a poor relationship and I didn't have somebody take care of me. And I hear these rumors going on, and it hurts me every day. This is why I deal with anxiety. This is why I deal with depression. Because every day you don't feel like you're good enough. You don't feel like you're wanted enough. Because when I first got with Dustin and everything, I was scared to get back in a relationship because what kind of life I lived in. The life I lived in was the worst relationship I ever had with a man. He was my past and he will be my past. But the past I lived in, nobody would know what kind of shoes I walked in every day with that. And I can tell you, I was beaten. I was abused. I couldn't go to the bathroom. I had to ask permission to go to a bathroom. I got slapped on. I got burnt. I got raped. And it's very heartbroken when you get raped on the night you're supposed to get married that night. I know this is very personal business, but it's time to open everything up. What kind of life I lived in.
Open those doors.
Open those doors, not hold nothing back. I lived in a hard relationship. I had very much people talk to me. My uncle, but he didn't know nothing about it because I was ashamed. I was ashamed what was going on behind closed doors. And I kept it in my heart. And I prayed every day to get better, but it never did get better. God was telling me to get out of it quicker and quicker because if I didn't, it was going to get worse and worse. And it did get worse. I had a man hit me with a 20-gauge shotgun. I laid in a hospital for a month in a coma. Didn't know who I was or nothing. Had tubes down my throat. The doctors didn't think I was going to live. But I made it, thank the Lord up above. And now I have rumors going around that I have a husband that I love very much, that's beating on me, abusing me, starving me. You know who starved me? I tell you who starved me. My ex-husband. He took every food I had in the household. Didn't let me have nothing. Nothing at all. And when I wanted food, I had to work for it. Get on my hands and knees and scrub and dirty and filth. And if I asked for food, you know what would happen? He would beat me. Hit me with a 20-gauge shotgun. Hit me with bottles. Hit me within heads. Scream at me atop his lungs. And after that, when he wasn't done yet, he got a cigar lighter, burnt me. So, if you want to keep on talking about me behind my back like a dog and my husband and everything, you should have lived in my shoes when I lived with my ex.
And by the way, I add this here. To the person or persons that's starting these rumors, I'd like it you come to my face, tell me to my eyes just what you think about me so I can speak back to you. Yes, I know who you are, but I'm not going to say it on here because I don't defame people. I don't put people down on public forums like some people do. There used to be a website called Topics. And used to have a link for Litchfield. The people did all that on. I'm glad that got shut down.
But this right here, I know this is open up. This is spreading more rumors and everything, but I'm tired of the rumors. I have lived in a horrible, horrible life. And people say, oh, you need to keep it private what you lived in your past. No, you don't, because that is breaking a chain and helping somebody else in need and everything.
The one thing that I feel from this, there's somebody out there that's dealing with the same thing she went through in her past. They don't know how to get out of it. Let me get a little closer to my mic because I'm not hearing my voice over the speakers too good, but they're out there. Now, here's the thing. They say in a relationship, it's always the man that's doing this or the woman's the victim. No, it can go both ways. Men can be victims of domestic violence just the same as women. It's not one-sided. Women can be just abusive to men as men can be abusive to women. It goes both ways. Now, if you're out there in your relationship and you are scared to drop something because you're afraid you're going to get beat on, get out of it. If you're told no, you can't eat that, get out of it. There is no reason on this planet, anywhere on the face of existence, in a relationship, for anyone to be under such control that they don't have any freedom to do anything. Now, I'm not saying there ain't rules to guide you, but I'm sure if I told Amy she had to ask permission to go use the restroom, that's a red flag number one. You should never, ever have to ask for permission to do anything. Nature-wise, of course. Eating, drinking, using facilities. They're Now, when it comes to interpersonal relationship, if one of them says the word no, you stop right then and there. You do not continue. And you ask the reason. Why are you saying no? What has transpired for this? If you try to kiss a girl and she says no, you don't kiss that girl. Same for girls going to guys. If he says no, you don't keep going. Either way, if one says no, that's no, stop, end it, done. You have anything to add?
Yes, I got more to add.
Please.
But what I'm saying is, I lived in a horrible life, and I know people hate hearing about my life and everything, but I'm helping somebody else out there because I know there's some people out there are dealing with the same issue like I was. And let me tell you, everyone out there, you got to purchase in life. You got to purchase in life because I felt like I didn't have a purchase in life when I had an ex-husband that destroyed me, couldn't go to the bathroom. And when I had seizures, yes, I had seizures when that sorry man got a hold of me. I'm not going to mention his name. Everybody mostly knows his name, but he can stay far away from me. Another thing, when that man got a hold of me, I felt unwanted. I couldn't mention God's name. I couldn't pray. I couldn't do nothing like that. People talked about me all my life. What kind of life I lived in. I lived a horrible life. I had a man, ex-husband. Every time, if I wanted something to eat, I had to beg him for food. I couldn't get a whole lot of food. What kind of husband, ex-husband, do you call for that? Another thing, when you go out, try to go out with your uncle, he will call you. Where are you at? Cuss you like a dog. Where are you at? What are you doing? And then when I get home, he will strip me down, start smelling me like a dog. I know this is private, but I want to get to the bottom of it. Because I'm tired of people putting me down all my life and causing me so much issues. I know I had a bad past, but that don't mean that you just knock somebody else down and cause more issues and tell them your husband right now has got you that's making you starve to death. Let me tell you something. He's not starving me. You know what happened to me? I had a gallbladder issue. And when I had a gallbladder issue,
it caused gastritis, GERD, and a few other things. So she can't swallow very well. Which means when she goes to eat, she has to eat like a bird, a little peck here, a little peck there. Wait for it to go down for the next peck. By the time you get half your meal done, you're tired of eating because it's been 30 minutes. And then what you do eat, half of it comes back up because your stomach can't digest it.
But one thing about it, my husband loves me. You know why? How he loves me? Because he has taken care of me so much through the years, and I didn't really deserve a husband. Because I didn't believe there was going to be a man come in my life going to respect me for who I am. Because the man that I thought was really going to love me, that I first met, did not love me. He didn't show me love. He showed violence. He showed hate. He showed pain every single day. When I laid up in that hospital every single day, I forget when it was, but I got papers. It shows when I was in a hospital. But I was in a coma, fighting for my life. Where was my ex-husband? Fooling around with other women. That's where he was, fooling around with other women and doing his drugs. I was fighting for dear life. My seizure doctor told the nurse and told my family that they didn't think I was going to make it. Couldn't see my family. Only talked to them on the phone. That's how bad it was. So I was fighting for my dear life in the hospital bed with tubes in my throat. And I woke up and there was a woman. I will never forget this woman. She was praying for me, did tongues. She was praying for me, and she told the doctor. I opened my eyes up, and I saw her praying over me with tongues. Never heard nobody pray for tongues, but boy, when I heard it and everything, I tried to talk. I couldn't talk. I had things down my throat. I had my hands, my feet tied because I was having seizures like crazy. And that woman said, we'll help you get all this off your mouth and everything. So she did. I still couldn't talk. But what I did, I wrote it down on a piece of paper. I asked where I was. They told me where I was. They said, your husband took you in here. I said, he ain't my husband. He ain't my fiance. He's my boyfriend, and he ain't going to be my boyfriend very long. He's going to be out the door when I get out of the hospital. And what I wanted to mention was my uncle. All I asked for was my uncle. And when I asked for my uncle, they said, where are you? I'm trying to think because my mind is shortful in memory.
Which can be thankful because of what did.
But what happened was, when I asked for my uncle and everything, they asked me, said, are you a Christian? I said, yes, I am.
Hello, Mary.
And when they did that, they told me, said, well, do you want a church come? And I said, yes, I want a church come to me. So our church came to me, and they prayed over me, and then he comes, and his family comes and everything, and blocks me out and said, oh, she don't need no family. She's got us. And the preacher tells me, he said, that's what your problem is right there. I'm sorry, but that's what your problem is. And you ain't going to never get better till you get that out of that. Let me tell y'all. Did I get out of it? I tried. I tried every day to get out of that. But it got worse. He kept on telling me, oh, I love you, I love you. I don't want to hear that nonsense. If a man loves you enough, they wouldn't put their hands on you. If they love you enough, they wouldn't chase out with women. I'm just speaking my mind and telling everybody. And I know I fight every day for it. Every day for this situation. And this person is throwing issues up so bad. It's bringing me down to the ground every day. Because it hurts Dustin. It hurts me. It hurts my family. It hurts my friends. And it needs to stop. Because you do not know what happened behind closed doors with my past. Because if you knew everything happened to me, you'd be asking me how you did it. You know how I do it? The good Lord above, that's how I got out of it. My uncle got me away from that. And if it wasn't for my uncle getting me away from this, I wouldn't be sitting in this chair today. You know why? Because the doctor told me, my seizure doctor told me, if I stayed with him more longer, I'll be dead another year. That's how bad the seizures was. He left me by myself every day, this man did. This man in my past. I'm not going to mention his name. I call him the monster. The monster from hell. And I know it's a bad thing to say, but that's what kind of life I lived in. I didn't know my life. When my mama came around, I had a happy life. I had a loving life and everything because she was there, support me every day, raising me up. When he came around, I didn't have a happy life. I had so much negative in my life, so much pain, so much hurt, had seizures going on every day. I had pain in my mind every day. Couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. I couldn't go to the bathroom. I had to ask permission to go to the bathroom. And if I smarted my mouth off, guess what I would be getting?